All right, everybody. This is my first time doing a true kind of exposure on this channel. So I'm currently a little ways from my house. Let's call it 15 minutes. And I'm at a park. My car is about, maybe 200 yards behind me now. But my goal in this session, by the way, is to get my anxiety up to a point where I'm feeling some panic. I actually do want to panic. And I brought my stopwatch with me. And today's exposure is me kind of, I'm not really concerned with like the, what's the word here? With the distance. I'm really trying to lean into the feelings of panic this time, right? So, and my goal, by the way, is to make it 2 minutes, which might not seem like a lot to some people, but if I can, I'm not even sure if I'll be able to tonight. We'll see what happens. But the goal is to make it 2 minutes in that fight or flight, right? So it's to the point where I'm like, hey, you know what? Like I'm ready to jump out the window. When I get to that point, I want to start this watch and see if I can ride it out for 2 minutes. Anybody that has agoraphobia knows that, I'm going to walk backwards here for a second. All the way down there is my car. So in my brain right now, I'm thinking, well, if I panic, I'm going to have to walk or run all the way back to my car. Then I'm going to have to somehow turn my car on, put the keys in the ignition, and then drive 15 minutes home. Just kind of walking you through that thought process. Mind you, I'm not exactly in a area right now that is easily accessible really to anybody. So this should do it for me right here. I'm looking down here. I'll actually zoom in so y'all can see it. This is a very open space and kind of just like a road that goes. So, if someone's actually watching this video, I'm thinking about pausing this video here for a minute and kind of getting further up the road and just kind of coming back once I start getting a little more anxiety. Or I can basically just talk. So I'm not really sure. I really am relying a little bit on everyone's feedback in terms of like what they want to see in these videos. More exposures, more anxiety, or my thoughts, or combination. I'll tell you right here now, I hate snakes, and this just feels like a place that there's snakes. I'm on these like really thick rocks. What I will say is this too. Wow, we're getting out there. For those of you that haven't started exposure, or even if you're in it, tell me if you agree with this. The world's a beautiful place. I mean, absolutely. Like, you take it for granted when you start making some gains and exposures, but like I haven't seen the sky at this angle and this like vastness in a long time, and I mean, that's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it really is. Maybe your average person might not find that beautiful. It's like this cleared phone line area, but I think it makes you more of a simple person. So just kind of a side note here. I'm going to keep walking on the path and see if I can get the dial turned up on my anxiety a little bit, because sorry, there's people. I thought I heard something. Exposure, well, we'll get into that in another video, but just to be crystal clear, I'm going off of feelings. This isn't a distancing. This is how long can I stand the anxiety thing. So I'm going to walk up a little further and I'll turn this back on once I start feeling it. All right. popping back in here. I'm still walking. You know what? I'll just stick on this video while I do this so we can do the whole thing in real time. Something that I've noticed as I continue my exposures, and anybody that has, I guess not anybody, but it really is an interesting kind of paradox. The more that you are demanding your anxiety to bring itself forward, the less likely it is to happen. High class problems, by the way, in the anxiety world. But another thing I'd like to point out is that, you know, when you can get further distances, it's a lot easier to make progress up front, because it's like, well, if you can only walk 5 minutes down the road, well, you can bring on panic pretty quick. But you get to a certain point where, you know, you could be, you know, 45 minutes deep. It's like, how long do I have to walk down this road to get my panic? Man, I'm getting back there though. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I mean, I'm probably I'm probably a quarter mile from my car, maybe half a mile, maybe more. Another thing to consider too is, I'll just walk you through my thought process, because I can feel the anxiety coming up a little bit, is is essentially like, sorry if I'm breathing heavy, it's a bit of an incline, but sorry, I think I'm feeling the anxiety coming a little bit. So we might be at a decent stopping point. Wow. Let's see if we did it. All right, we're out here. We're definitely out here. Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do, I'm not as anxious as I would want to be. I vowed when I started this channel, by the way, I will absolutely never play up something that's not, you know, I do not believe in fake results, total transparency. I can't walk any further here. I mean, I just can't. It's obstructed, if you can see that. My anxiety isn't exactly where I want it to be. Definitely feeling it. But you know what? Sometimes when I put a timer on things, it'll give it to me. So let's go ahead and start our timer. We're going to sit here for 5 minutes, and I'll pause this one, and then we'll check back in afterwards. How about that? Alrighty. All right, we're still not quite where I want to be, so I'm going to spin some circles. Okay, that got me. That definitely got me. All right. Woo, that got me. All right. All right, so let's start at 1:30. I'm going to do a couple more circles. Wow, okay, I'm anxious. All right. All right, so I'm going to make it to 2:30. I'm going to try to make it 2 minutes without walking. All right, I'm definitely feeling anxious now. That will set you over the edge. So I'm going to talk this out loud, kind of like I would normally do. I'm feeling, right now I am feeling dizzy, feeling disoriented. I'm thinking about how I have to walk. I feel like I'm going to faint. If I were to faint, no one would find me. I'm thinking about how I have another minute to do this. I'm thinking about if my anxiety gets too big here, I'm not going to be able to handle it. Whew. All right. This is the first time doing this on the channel, so I want to stay vulnerable, but I also don't want to totally sound insane. I think anybody that does exposure therapy wouldn't view this as crazy, but anybody else might. So I'm going to sit here. My goal is 2 minutes, by the way. But my real goal is to do this and not just flee because of anxiety. And I can tell you, just sitting here, even for that minute, I spiked, but my anxiety is naturally going down. I'm going to do one more spin. Why not? That'll get me going. Let's do another one. All right. Now I'm all dizzy. Got another 15 seconds. And I'm going to walk back dizzy. All right. All right. I'm at 3:31. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to reset that thing. So to kind of close this up as I walk back, this exposure was focused on the symptoms of anxiety. I will say I did this in real time, and I kind of did this impromptu, like this particular one. And it might not have been as practical as other ones, because something that emerged as I was doing this, by the way, was like, okay, well, I am legitimately, let's call it a quarter mile or something, or half a mile, and basically in the middle of nowhere. And if something were to happen, I would be, well, not found till the morning. And that's probably not rational thinking, but it's a very different thing. I just realized doing an exposure, not in a public area or anything like that. But I'm fine. So I am actually fine. I'm like really glad that I did that. Proud of myself. I've definitely done bigger exposures, but it's truly just, if I can leave you with one thing, that little thing, which might not seem little to some of you depending on where you are in your journey, or maybe it seems extremely small to some of you in your journey. But for context, I'm, let's call it 15, maybe even 20 minutes from my house. Let's call it a quarter mile deep at dusk into a wide open area. I sat there and did spins, and now I'm walking back. Now, that in and of itself, I'm not suggesting, well, now I'm cured, but it is something like that. And by the way, this whole situation started, let's go back 6 months and say I would have done that, but in my living room, or like, let's drive 2 miles down the road, or right? So this is all definitely brooding and building up, but whatever you find to be basically the max of your zone, and just that little bit that you can push it to make yourself voluntarily feel that out of control feeling, do it. Really. That, because that's what it's going to take. I'm not suggesting you go out there and overwhelm yourself and, well beyond what you're capable of, but do something every day, ideally. And if not every day, most days of the week, that you intentionally took that upon yourself to do and felt that fear of whatever it is you're fearing, whether it's agoraphobia, feeling trapped, whether it's OCD, contamination OCD, whatever that is, push yourself. And of course, work with a therapist, right? I'm doing a lot of this self-guided. I actually have my therapy appointment with a guy that specializes in this on Thursday, just because I want another kind of accountability coach. So someone to give me an extra tool, because I feel like I truly, guys, I'm telling you, I feel right at the edge here. I truly feel like I'm limited, but I'm right before my breakthrough. And again, I'll probably say this every video. I really pray more than anything, or wish more than anything, that I had started this from the very beginning. Because I think I have I could have empowered some people by now to see what's possible. But maybe it's better this way, because this will push me to, be across the country or something doing this, right? I dream on days like this, when I see that vast sky and whatever, that one day I'll be across the world, or hell, even across the country, looking at, like Yosemite Mountain or something. So wherever you're at, thanks for watching. Keep pushing. Proud of you. And we'll talk soon.